just calling to say I just calling to say I
Heaven just knows what it wants. Will I go back to the place where I belong? Everyone could break my heart, but I try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. You'll be my pleasure. I got nothing to be scared of, because where people live, there is always love. I know the answers in my heart, so I'll try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who version, and I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, the ones who never say never. Will you be my pleasure?
Hand on the wheel, got my pistons pumping. All 800 horses And here we find ourselves. Well, welcome everybody to the 6 hours of the Glen. We're currently watching a 30-minute qualifying session here. And as always, it's going to be an incredibly fun way. Now, this is an interesting qualifying session here. As you can see right now, the track is quite damp. It is raining, but in 10 minutes it's going to be dry. So the conditions now are not really going to be the fastest ones here that we're going to see all around. And I'm just wondering what the plan is here for the majority of the drivers, which tires they want to bring and such. So it's going to be a 6-hour race. Welcome everybody to the stream. I hope you guys have had a pleasant day so far. My name is Ricky from RDC Broadcasting. It's always good to see you guys. For people that don't know me, I mainly handle the rFactor 2 side of things in terms of comms for the FRL team. So curious to see how this one's gonna go down here. A lot of drivers coming out early, at least here. Not all of them. But we'll just see how that goes. And now, as always, I'm gonna be reading chat actively. So if there's any specific player you want me to spectate or highlight a little bit more, let me know. I'll happily swap over. Now, I'm gonna be on the mic for the first 3 hours and disqualifying. So 3 hours and 30 minutes in total. And afterwards, my colleague will join in, and he's gonna be streaming on the second stream key, where he will finish off the race as well. So good to see you guys here. Glad to see that we have once again got plenty of teams participating here. I can't wait to see how this one's gonna pan out here. Now currently drivers setting out their qualifying laps, and those qualifying laps, well, they're gonna be faster and faster, I can tell you that much here. Already you can see that the drivers will probably set out their safe laps here and try and push it to the limits. Make sure you don't go over, of course. That's going to be the most important part. That's with the Valois. Voila, I guess it is. Making his way around now. Today, the playing field is going to be Watkins Glen, a track that always had... wish that I could visit at some point. It definitely is an interesting track here. It flows really well in my opinion. And this will be our territory here for the upcoming races. Now I can't wait to see how this one's going to unfold here. Currently got 25 drivers here on the server, but obviously they are teams. So it's going to be maximum of 3 drivers per team this time around here over in this 6-hour race. As qualifying's underway, we're going to see the first lap times coming in rather soon. Everybody now starting their false laps, or Q1 already almost coming in again. Just gotta find your space here. You can see that drivers are being led through. Those are on their false laps already, so they're going to be the first ones to put out their laps here. Terrence Keenan together with driver ahead of him now, number 411. That's going to be Suslov. So the first lap time, I believe. And now, is that so? Yes, it is so. 149.23. Keenan goes faster for 49.152. Those will be the times to beat for now here. Chesko Adamu on the server as well. Driver's number 68 has gone off in the background as well. That is Perla. Resets into the pits now. As you can now see, it's now completely dry again. The tiny bit of water we did have in the end has now been stopped from raining down. Obviously, it will still be a little bit wet here on the track as well. Sef Abu Said coming in 149.57. Now Horman representing the QRT esports team is going to be making his way around the final corner now as well. Jim Romano, he was supposed to be on comms right now, but he's racing instead due to somebody falling ill in his team, or at least for some other circumstances he wasn't able to start the race, but that's all good. There's Melker Gardby then. Taking up the challenge to drive the Honda around. Interesting pickup here. And obviously, if you don't know how this formula works here, it's pretty simple. This league contains multiple events all endurance events as well, including things like the 24-hour of the Nordschleife. Everything you can imagine around those lines. There's one per month, usually, and then those results all get added up to crown our overall winner. Currently, it's the Vesta Team Sport who's leading. Vesta Sport Team, excuse me. Followed by Formula Racing League, team number 2. There's plenty of drivers obviously representing the league itself, as it usually is here. Francesco Adama crossing the line now is second fastest, but goes first fastest. As you can see, the times are improving. The track conditions gone down from damp to greasy now. It's definitely not dry yet here, which makes me think that these drivers have got a little bit more to find. Here is Lucas van Dam in the Gazelle Motorsports car, making his way around now. And what is the time going to be then? Well, turns out there's no time yet. Obviously, I can't see who's on a fast lap unless they have set a lap before, which is a little bit frustrating. Semi handy. We saw him on this slower lap earlier, so this must be a fast lap then. Only those explanations. More times coming in. What's it going to be for Harry Handy? Well, maybe not quite. It looks like it actually was invalidated there. Driver number 18's gone off the track as well. That is the car of Cox, who will have to try again a little bit later here. Sarkov is waiting to turn 1 as well. The driver to beat at the moment is this man, Francesco Adamo. Definitely going to be one of the fastest drivers in the grid. I am sure of that. He's proven that already. 24-hour of the Nordschleife comes to mind mainly. Obviously, that was one of the few events that I'm actually involved in when it comes to ACC broadcasting. Mainly there on a stand-in basis, so... I mean, so far so good here. This is going to become quite interesting racing here. Cody Besseling now starting his first fast lap. And, well, he's starting it off with a spectacular drift, but that's not going to help him at all by setting in a faster lap time at least. So, I guess that was not what he was aiming for at all. Benjamin Eck now coming around. Actually... is now Vincenzo Senatore in the car to try and set a couple laps here. Push down a little bit more, but Senatore, so far nothing coming out of him. Next up, who's it gonna be then? It's gonna be Lucas van Dam again. Making his way around, and as he's crossing the line, goes from 15 to 6 fastest. That is a huge win for him. Lois also improving marginally here. 1.3 seconds has been able to shave up. Actually 1.4 now. That's going to push him into second fastest for the session so far. That is well done. We have Mark Demanik coming in as well. Also representing Gazelle Motorsport. What is the time going to be for him then? Well, he's going to cross the line and stay exactly where he is. Unfortunately now. Timon Suslov coming around. He currently is P7. He was up earlier, obviously, as he was one of the first that set a lap in. This time around, he's going to find himself P7, pushes up to P3. A massive improvement, as we're seeing from the majority of the drivers here. They are definitely all being very competitive. Here's Amadeo de Keizer in the Aston Martin now. And as he's going to make his way around, he's going to go over and take a provisional pole. A absolute must win. Cody Besseling coming around. P9 it will be. Etienne Nashira goes first fastest now. We're seeing massive improvements. Amadou Adamou right behind though. And he unfortunately is not able to improve this time around here. So we're seeing that the drivers that were at the front initially aren't all guaranteed for success now. Here is Alexander Larocque. And he unfortunately is not able to put in a good time either. Senatore then goes 6 fastest from P17. A massive improvement from him. Then I think it is once again time that we see the NSX come around. I think I've spotted it already. Yes, it's Melker Gartby in the car. He's going to stay exactly where he is right now. Who do we have driving then? Nick Pleus. 18, no improvements there. Now you can also see that the drivers are trying to find an empty space to try and get their good lap times in. Here's Luca Becca at least. P12. And ooh, Abusait. I think he hit the wall there. Ever so slightly. Becca goes 13 fastest. Abusait will push himself up to P2. A massive result for him right there, and immediately stops the cars as well. He knows this job is done already. Simone Sberla, the FMP Italia car, as he's making his way around. I'm curious as to what we're going to see from him this time around here. Now, I have seen before that it's been very impressive so far what I'm seeing, honestly. I could never imagine hitting those times. Here is Mattia Nashira currently in first position, but he's looking to shave up 8 tenths, and that would put him in provisional pole here. That should be a guarantee at this point. And it is. Well done by Mattia Nashira. Obviously the track becoming more and more dry now, and that's definitely going to help if the times come in. Here is Senatore again. Mini BMW M4 representing Formula Racing League. Is going to try and cross the line here using the absolute track limits. Push down to P12. As soon as he puts a slap in, he is going to go third fastest with an impressive 146.652. To compare that to the current leader, it's a 145.805 from Ashira, but he is way off the mark compared to everybody else. He's definitely in the league of his own right now, but as the track's becoming more and more dry, we're going to see them change around quite often, I think. So nothing guaranteed as of yet here. Driver number 26 is joined now in as well, so we're getting more and more in. Lucas van Dam just finished up, I think, and is now looking for some empty space to go again. Casper Duvalois is once again going to cross. 7 fastest, well done. Here's Mark de Munich again in P18. He goes 7 fastest right now. Improvements coming out here is Justin de Jong. Made his way up to the track just now. Ooh, taps the wall ever so slightly. He was hoping for it all, but he's now starting his fast lap. Here is Yusuf Abu Said again. Which it looks like that was one of the livers I wasn't able to sink, unfortunately. He goes 10 fastest, so good improvements, but no longer near the top where he was before. The Kaiser takes back first position, but now once again Shearer's looking to improve on this time, and currently he's about 2 tenths faster. That will just about not be enough, I'm afraid, here. No, and then he loses a little bit more extra time as well. He's going to be improving, but not improving his position. He'll stay P2 for now. There's Kieran Cox looking to shave off a second of his time here. We'll put him somewhere near the top 5, perhaps even. Now it's going to be P8. Honestly, feels like there is more potential there. We are almost halfway through the qualifying now as well. Almost everybody out on track at the same time. Okay, Gardby in second now. Massive improvements we're seeing, and really looks like there's not a single dominant force into this at all now, especially now that Shira has proven, as well as Gardby, that all these drivers are really competitive on their own. It's gonna become real interesting to see how the grid will form up here, and even then nothing's a guarantee, even with qualifying going that way. But the track is drying up, drivers are going to go faster and faster. There's absolutely no wind whatsoever, and to me what I find interesting now is how are we going to see these drivers perform in the long run, right? Because obviously qualifying helps you, but usually you don't really race that hard, especially not in the beginning of a very long race, because you know you've got a long way to go. Justin de Jong not able to put in time in as of yet, but he's going to have to try again later then. Here is Fabian Carner now. He's taken over the car from Barf. And Jan Barf now spectating Fabian Carner as the Austrian driver is going to cross the line. First time. I'm going to set a lap time in as of yet. Got to keep our eyes out to see where they'll put themselves later. Driver 68 has gone off. Adama pushing in. And that was Zberla in the car. So once again, he's struggling a little bit here with the balance, it feels like here. More and more drivers obviously finishing up the laps immediately. Here's Christian Romano representing the Vesta Sport team. So not only a good commentator, but also a good driver, it appears. Hitting the halfway mark through the qualifying now. That is exactly when those drivers will also feel that they should be able to get that in now. And now the track conditions have been changed around. We are on a green track now, which means that it is basically completely dry and drivers can start pushing up to the maximum. It looks like we're going to see improvements coming out rather soon. Here is Simone Sperla then. I must say that car looks absolutely stunning, and he pushed down to P14. Now setting a slow lap in. That's not going to help him with any positions. Latour once again coming in. Together with the driver Rio 2. That is Justin de Jong setting his first lap time now. What's it going to be? Pushing himself up. No, once again. Feels like the lap does not count. That's a shame, really. I don't really know what that was all about, because that should have never happened in the first place. Here's Terence Keenan. Coming in, and more drivers now. Trying to also get into the groove of qualifying now on a good track that is basically completely dry. Just a matter now of getting some extra rubber, so you can have a little bit of extra grip coming in as well. There the Kaiser coming in P5 now. And make his way nicely around the booth here, and as he's currently looking to go for the top position, he's half a second quicker than he was before. That would put him in P3, knocking Ploes down, who had a spectacular lap in the Aston Martin earlier. As he's crossing the line, it looks like he's saving 7/10. That would honestly push him up way further even. No, actually, I thought that would be it, but not even. He's behind by 1/10 of a second. And it's all very close up there at the front. We're seeing massive improvements everywhere. Vinicius Vincenzo Senatore has almost got a second down on his last time. That just shows how incredibly difficult it can be on a track with suboptimal conditions. But when you find that groove over on a faster track, you're going to be improving massively. And well, it's going to be almost a second he's shaved off now. Where is that going to put him? It's going to put him at the top, and well, that is P3. I think that's something you settle for, but Francesco Adamo also coming around, but once again he seems to have a slow lap coming in. That is actually invalidated too, so not much to look out for that side here. And now Justin de Jong going fastest as well. Wasn't expecting that at all, but now he finds himself in P1. Here's Luca Becca then. Well, he can't improve, it looks like, unfortunately. Nino Tobben has taken over the car from, I believe it was Cody Besselink. P20 for now. Here we come again then. Time is slowly running out here, as there's almost a third left of qualifying. Youssef Abu Said has been pushed down to P18 and is now looking to set in a fast lap again. P20 it is for now, and well, he's going to be able to get himself into the top 10, it looks like. Shimano coming in. Handling the lap. Sarkov to be on a what is now an invalidated lap, unfortunately, so no improvements on that side here. Senatore once again coming up and might be able to shave off a 10th and even a little bit more. That's not going to help him win any positions, look like. Well, he's at least closed down the gap a little bit here, so he might be able to secure his own position a little bit better, but not good enough for a position change. So Francesco Adamo now over in P6 finds himself over hitting the wall, but still is going to improve massively, even though he's losing time now on the straights. That is not gaining him any positions. He's now 3,000th off Terence Keenan, but not able to beat him out just yet. Now we're reaching that point, right? 10 minutes left of qualifying here. Hopes has set in a good lap and will be able to push himself at one position Can't quite reach Laok just yet there, but immediately pushed down as well by other drivers now going fastest. Here is Marco Vergouwen. Lots of Dutch drivers, it feels like today. Marco's going to improve by half a second as well, but actually it's not even good enough to gain one position. There's a couple drivers at the back now who really are going to have to worry about how they're currently handling things. Now, this is a lap coming in for Henry Handy, who actually is shaving off 1.5 seconds, but even that won't be good enough for second to last now. Tricky situation. Plenty of drivers are stopping the car after the straight as well, making sure that they don't get in the way of the drivers on the faster laps. Here's Bella. About to hit the exact same time that he set in last time round. Therefore, no improvement. You need to be faster than your current lap, not just set your second lap again. Zarkov coming in now as well. Nashira in P6 is going to be able to shave off a couple tenths, and that would push him all the way at the front. I feel like... No, but it doesn't at all. I think that lap might have been invalidated then. Which didn't show in red for me over on my second screen, but oh well. Good afternoon, Lewis Robertson. I see the 3-3-1 on that. Okay, let's see who 3-3-1 is then. Is that the Honda? Yes, that is the Honda of Melker Gartby. Good looking car as well, gotta be honest. Not something you see every day. David Macarella should feel right at home here at the American track and is going to be able to improve his team's time over on a 3/10 gap that he's now created to the drivers behind him. Francesco Adamo need to come out as well, as once again we're shaving off almost half a second already, so we got to come back to him at some point as soon as he's finishing his lap. Look at that, almost loses the grip there, but actually was really quick through there. Just keep getting at it right now. Here is Alexander Charkov. Is now at 3/10 faster. That would put him above Henry Handy. But is it good enough to beat out Marco Vergouwen? That's going to be a thing we need to look out for. Currently a 3/10 gap, and that would put him right up there. But it's going to be very, very tight towards the end. And now he's lost a little bit of time in that corner sequence there, and now it looks like he won't be able to do so. Still, however, on a good run to beat out the BMW ahead of him though. Car number 23 of Henry Handy. And yes, indeed, it's not enough unfortunately to beat out Vergouwen, but it's going to be an improvement nevertheless. There he goes, just above him. Well done. Shearer now with a 6/10 gap that he's gained. Is that going to be good enough for provisional pole? If that lap was valid, absolutely. Crushes the times over behind him. Obviously the track has now had good conditions for a while, and drivers are really finding that groove now. Adamu with a good improvement as well, but it's only going to be P2. I'll say only P2. That's a massive result so far. See Vesta need to do good as well. Here's Larocque about to cross the line. The other Aston Martin right behind him. And it's Larocque on P19 for now, it looks like. Eddie Winkel in the car for the first time as well. He's entrusted with the Ferrari 296 of Gazella Motorsport. Number 411 has gone off as well in the background. We weren't able to see it. That's the car of Suslov, a driver that's at the front of the pack. It's going to be P13 for Freddie Winkel. Good stuff coming through here for the Dutchman. And the driver just reset into the pits. Wasn't able to see what it is. Terence Keenan to go for a slight improvement. Once again, steals away second position, and you can't believe this. Nashira and Terence Keenan, they have put down the exact same time. It's going to be 1:43.952 because in the end, now here, Nashira will stay ahead because the time was set earlier. But Terence Keenan equalizes the time. They are not to be separated, not even by a thousandth of a second here. Now Nashira looking to improve on this lap, and he wants to make sure that they take back pole with a little bit of a margin here, and he's going to be able to shave off a tenth of his time. That is once again now securing that first position. I can't believe I'm saying that. That was the first time ever in my history of commentating any racing game that I have seen two drivers putting down the exact same time. That just shows how close this field really is, right? There's 5 minutes left here of qualifying. After that, we are going to head into a race, which is going to be 6 hours long, commentated by me at first, before I believe it's going to be Cristiano to take me over. Which I can't wait for. I can't wait to sit back and relax for this one, because this one's going to be quite a spectacular one, I feel like. Obviously, have those big cool events with massive prestige, right? And 24 hour of the Nürburgring being the main one, but you've also got this 6-hour event, which is still be very important to win out. Here's Tom Bernil, currently the fastest, the slowest driver on the grid. We have seen him before in the British Touring Car Championship, where he's a strong midfield driver. Now dipping into Assetto Corsa Competizione in the Lexus, where he is going to be trying to put down a faster lap, which he manages to do. Fortunately, though, there's still a massive gap to be found of over 3 seconds. So Tom's going to have to try again just a little bit more, just a little bit harder, and we'll see where that brings us here. Klaus in P11 for now. Just finished up the lap here. Winkel once again looking to improve, but which of the drivers is about to come in having a good time? Marco Garby not able to improve, unfortunately. Gonna stay where he is for now. I'm looking for driver number 11. That is going to be the car for Francesco Adamu, who's once again having himself on an invalidated lap, unfortunately. Kaiser, same story here, so we're gonna see very little improvements coming through here. Coretta also, same position. They are now P5, and I actually didn't even notice it, but they've made a massive jump over towards the front now. Very handy, 4 seconds off pace, so not gonna be able to improve on the zone lap this time around. Here's the car pole sitter, Achira. This time though on an invalidated lap and a slow lap as well, so no improvements there. Time is ticking away now. Track is warmed up a little bit here by 1 degree. Now that's not going to be the biggest factor of impact here, I believe. And a flag out for car number 45, who just reset into the pits as well. It's the car of Tsarkov, and he now finds himself in third to last. There's another Ferrari hitting the wall there. That's the 197 car. And, well, that is just showing how incredibly difficult this track can be. Now it's the car of Vergouwen his way into the wall. Not saying it was Vergouwen. Obviously, that car could have been handed over just about. It takes some time to update over on my second screen. Now we finally reach a state where the track is considered to be fast. That's interesting. That means that there's now more and more potential, because the track is now very close to reaching the optimal speeds. And then we're going to see just how much more these drivers can do. Melke Garby on a fast one right now should be able to shave up a bit more than a 1/10 of a second. Push him up ahead of at least 2 drivers, maybe even De Jong as well. Actually, even Suslov he gets. So Melke Garby pushing himself into P6, improving his lap time once again. As the drivers are now slowly but surely run out of time to improve. Guys are just improved this lap ever so slightly as well. I wasn't able to find him on the cameras, but it is the case. Here's Nino Tobben. He's on a slow one right now, and he won't be able to improve. He's going to have to try again later. Time's going to be coming out. Tamu, now the fastest driver around, has stolen away pole position here from Nachiro, who isn't able to help himself this lap round here. Justin De Jong coming around once again, in P8 right now, but should be good for 4/10 he's shaving off. That should put him in to the top 4 perhaps even, and indeed that is the case. Not able to beat out Terence Keenan just yet. The gap currently between the drivers is about 0.04 of a second, so it is still pretty intense out there. Ooh, Suslov's hit the wall there, I believe. Now I think he's just going to let Tom Bernil go, but still very far to go for the Belgian driver, and I doubt he's going to be able to improve himself into a position where he's going to find himself racing at the front. He's still a considerable amount of time down here, but it's going to be a nice improvement from him nevertheless. He's getting more and more comfortable in the car now, and times will only get better from this point on. Back to 12 setting into the pits after a successful lap here. One more driver setting in there. Fast time here is Abu Said again. What will it be? Apparently no improvement. It's validated this lap, and so is Rob Hoofs, unfortunately. A flag out on the straight because cars have stopped all around, and Here's the guys are coming in. Gonna have a good improvement by half a second, and that puts them into the top 5 again. I mean, nobody's able to beat that Adamu just yet here, but a little bit surely Nashir is coming in, and now we are officially out of time as well. So every driver that crosses the grid now, you're not gonna have any more attempts at this. So here's Tobin with an ever so slight improvement that might be able to be used to go ahead of Handy. That's indeed what's happened now. Well done. There goes Nachira, but he hits the wall. Well, still looking to improve this one, but it's going to be a slight improvement. Not good enough to steal away pole position, it appears. There's the Munich once again, but he comes to a halt as well before the lap's over. Here's Sarkov then, looking to improve by half a second on this final lap. That is a massive clutch from him. And put him a little bit further towards the midfield. And indeed, P19 it is. A good result coming out now. A couple drivers still going at it though. Some number 61's gone off, unfortunately. Winkle's still going, but he finding himself on a slow lap right now as well. Driver number 68 still coming in. That is spare lap. It's currently just about on the either no improvement or a few thousandths of a second. So it's not going to be anything too impactful, I believe, here. New drivers coming in now. Driver number 11's gone off as well, unfortunately. Pink Lexus is beautiful, it really is. Now, I gotta say, people are always very creative with deliveries here. Lucid looking to get ahead of Sberla and Romano, and he will as well. Last driver coming in. Oafs with a small improvement to go ahead of the Munich. Ladies and gentlemen, that was qualifying. We are gonna go ready for racing, so give us just a moment. We'll be back just a second before we start over the 6 hours of Watkins Glen.
Calling to say I calling to say I
drivers all making their way in now. Whoops. And we are about to go live here with the 6 hours of Watkins Glen. Francesco Adamu in the first position. And well, slowly but surely making our way to the start-finish line. Are we going to do rolling start as always? As we come out, see that the group will slowly but surely start forming again. I'm leading, then it's Nochira, then Keenan, Justin de Jong, Keizer, Becca, Melker Gardby, Suslov, Freddy Winkel, and then Morman in P10 as well. That's going to be the top 10 for now. And the action is about to get loose here. Everybody once again forming in double rows here. Here we go then. We go onto the straights here and we are looking good to go here. Reaching the line and there we go. We are off with the first race here of the month, the main event, the 6 hours of the Watkins Glen. Let's see if everybody makes it through turn one. It looks quite okay from there. A couple drivers starting from the pits as well, and I think everybody survived. They're just looking to find their way in right now. Everybody makes it in and everything looks good so far. The drivers starting in the pits are now finally off as well. Adamu still leading. Senator is 1-1 over Macacheta. Places 1-1 over Furbis as well. We'll see the state in the car, interestingly enough. And as we make our way into these kinks, it's always a little bit risky to go side by side. Justin de Jong goes a little bit wider, but is able to compensate on the exit, so he does make it through fast and safely. Now, already getting ready towards the later part of the track here. A couple drivers obviously decided to start in the grid for whatever into the pits, no matter what the reason might be here. So far, it is all looking solid here. Melker Gardby's lost a couple though. In fact, he's lost so many positions. He now finds himself in P15 and it might start out even losing more, as now we see drivers going wheel to wheel with him. He passes Christian Romano. I don't know why his name shows as blank, but oh man. So far so good, it's all looking solid now. As the drivers come in, Youssef Bouazid makes his way through as well, as it looks like we're almost finished with the first lap of the race. And now, in terms of weather, it all looks quite good here. There's an optimum track now with a 27-degree temperature. We see as well that there is no rain to be seen everywhere around, so that's good. Adamu currently fastest driver coming in. Everybody crosses the line now. And Adamu's looking to get that gap even bigger. And Chira has to correct himself there. He's able to make it through, but maybe that allows Terence Keenan to just come a little bit closer here. Not quite yet, it appears. Try making his way around now. This might be a good opportunity to get ahead early, but wheel to wheel into this, is that worth it? Well, Shearer's backed out of it. Terence Keenan moves up to P2. Well done. So still fighting hard despite this being a long race. It's very well done there. A couple drivers, a little bit of grass there, as you can see by the particles coming through, but everybody makes it through the corners just nicely. And make their way in. There's plenty of action going on here. So for no casualties, Tom Bernil is still in the pits. I don't really know what's up with him at the moment, but other than that, we are all good to go. Tip on Suslov. Slowly but surely coming closer now. Here's Nino Tomanen. Oh, almost side by side there. With Sberla not able to pull off the move as of yet here. And oh, that is Carter Wallace Malker Gartby finding himself into the wall. That one really does hurt there. This definitely does. Just been pushed down a couple positions now as well. It's down in P23 and it's been a horror start for the FRL team featuring Malker Gartby. I don't really know what's happened the first time around. Now he finds himself into the wall. A big shunt as well, so it's going to have some damage to the car. Definitely not something you were hoping for, considering that the race is still very long to keep going here. So, as we keep our eye out, looks like Adamo is still in the lead for the time being here. The Kaiser wants to have a look here as well. Nashiro, however, is still definitely ahead, so far no moves can be done. What a spectacular race start has been again, and honestly, quite clean. We are now approaching the first 5 minutes, and you can see that all the grid has kind of settled out here. So everybody's driving some solid lines here around. Everybody has found their groove, and you can see that the drivers are not driving that aggressively anymore. Everybody is kind of going in a big conga line, knowing that they have very long to go. And you got to think about your fuel and your tires in the long run as well. Obviously, teams are also able to do a maximum of 65 minutes per stint before they need to come in. They can do driver swaps, they can do tire swaps, they can refuel, whatever they feel like doing. Yeah, it appears that Tom Bernil is still stuck in the pits here. And at the moment, I'm unsure why. I was typing in the chat earlier, it's definitely not AFK or anything. Just gonna message him. Oh, Tom B is doing admin duties first hour. And he's solo. Alright, okay, well that makes a lot of sense. So Tom B is on the admin duty right now. That is why he's in the pits. That's just what he's told me. Via DM, so it's a trusted source because it came from him himself. Somebody somehow had access to his Discord account, which I doubt. Oh, Cristian Romano going quite wide there. Definitely unintentional, but has to kind of take the escape road there. He's able to keep going. Karen Skeenan close up to Adamu now, and he's still pushing it to the absolute limit. As you can see how fast things are looking right now, when Karen Skeenan still looking to get by at the moment. Doesn't really seem like he's got the pace to do so yet, but he is pressurizing Adamu as much as possible. Now, what else do we have here? Someone just lost the position to Sberla. He's made his way by now. And the gaps slowly but surely becoming bigger and bigger everywhere. Here's Dave Macaretta. You're now aboard with. Currently following the FRL GT3 car of Senatoria. No moves. Moves might be made immediately here. Skeenan still can't get by here, so it's just a matter of time, I feel like. He's trying to force him into a mistake here, still pushing him to the absolute limits. The current fastest lap time came from Adamu as well, but he is not able to get rid of him. Now we see that it's Justin de Jong with the fastest lap of the race, so over 144.235, but that's because he is in clean air compared to the rest, right? So he's able to keep going, utilize that slipstream. That's the current fastest lap of the race here. Here is Fabian Karner in P12 in the Corsa 992 GT3. Pushing Macaretta to the limit, at least that's what he's hoping for. In the Adweiser Racing team, obviously had the pleasure of being to one of the Adweiser lads before, and he told me, well, that's an agency that he owns and is now also sponsoring the car. That's very creative, and honestly, I always love seeing those liveries coming around here. Was very awesome to see. Soslov loses out to Winkel, who has made his way by just now. Paddy Winkel now looking to also escape whenever possible. I'm sorry to hear that, Alan. Let's hope your partner will be okay. And that is then the reason why Tom is solo for the time being. And well, I guess that is just how it is sometimes. Tobin chasing Sberla. Obviously Sberla overtook him a couple laps ago. And it looks like at the moment he has not been able to take that spot back as of yet. And that says really wanted to join family duty today. That's also important though. Yeah, always. They always really are. Welcome to the stream, Jan. I hope you're doing well. I saw you driving in qualifying, and now I think, if I'm not mistaken, your team is P12, if I recall correctly. I think you were with the Antwerp, that's right. I could be mistaken, but actually, I can check that myself, of course. Who was he with? Let's see. I should know this. Jean Barf. I have seen the name before. Oh yeah, it was in the Porsche currently in P12. Yes, I was correct. Okay. Yeah, well, as a racing team, they keep going. P12 for now. You see that Suslov is now finding a couple drivers behind his back as well. There might be the move. No, not quite. Harm, I can't stick it as of yet. There was an attempt there. He was definitely looking at it, but unfortunately not able to do so. But the race has been pretty intense so far. Horman now loses out the position to Senator and has to slot in behind again. So once again we see that the FRL drivers are just fighting their way through the pack right now. And obviously I am mainly concerned right now for Melke Gardby, who has been able to find himself a couple positions again, but still finds himself in P23. And he has shown that he has the pace, but unfortunately just not able to make his way past all the drivers. That's what happened when you crash. He's got damage to his car. It's not looking too good. He's not much really good today. I mean, we've got Justin de Jong in P6 right now with the fastest lap as well. Freddie Winkle right behind him as well. I believe there were a couple more as well, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't Nino Tobin, I'm pretty sure, because he is in the... was it Rob Hoofs? Yes, it was Rob Hoofs then. And I saw earlier. Currently in P20 though. He's the only one kind of further down the field right now, but there's still plenty of time to keep it going, of course, Timon. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much for now. Gotta say as well that I'm a little bit biased, of course, when it comes to that. Obviously being from the Netherlands myself, or at least living here. Here he is then, Justin de Jong. Looking to get by Becker right ahead of him now. Press V on the keyboard. I can, but then I need to tab in. I could do this, yes, if you want. I prefer to have them on, because I don't know all the drivers on top of my head, but we could have it like this, that's fine. Free is also visible. There's another one, yeah, I was just about to say that there should be another one right too, but I don't see where he's gone. Oh, there he is, yes, that's Rob Hoofs. No, Rob Hoofs I did say before, yeah. Okay, no, I did see that one. So far, a well-filled grid. Sorry for the actually, oh, 301. Is there another one then that I had missed out before? Yes, that's... Oh yes, Mark the Munich. There he is. Yes, absolutely. For some reason in my head, Hoofs and the Munich were together. So plenty of drivers here for some teams very well represented here. Here's Matian de Shira. Had a good qualifying. Unfortunately now finds himself in P4 as the Kaiser now finds himself onto a provisional podium spot, even though the race is still very long, so that doesn't even say too much at the moment here. It's mainly just about keeping your head cool. Just doing what you're supposed to do. Not necessarily taking too many risks, as the race is still very long to go for you. Now, Watkins Glen is honestly a great track, I think, for endurance racing. It's definitely a challenging track in its own ways. Maybe not as legendary as it comes to, for example, the Nürburgring Nordschleife or the 24 Hours of Le Mans, but an awesome track so far. Yeah, the team manager of Atwas and the gentleman driver. Alright, that makes sense. So I guess you were also the owner of Atwas, right? If I recall correctly from last time around. That was quite a long while ago. It wasn't a 24-hour Nürburgring. I think that was a 4-hour Donington or 6-hour Donington or something I did. Or we talked about it before. I could be completely mistaken though. So that was a very long time ago. And obviously I'm not that involved in sim racing myself, as weird as that sounds, but I mainly come from Counter-Strike. That's also how I make the majority of my money. I am a freelance Counter-Strike commentator. Sim racing is something that I do on the side for fun. But I must say that every time I see the drivers come around in ACC, I'm just wondering how are they doing this, because I would never get close to begin with. Here's Nashira then. Still close to the Kaiser, not able to make it by just now. Baradoni was awesome. Yeah, I believe it was that one. I'm not entirely sure, but this is a long while ago. If you really want to check right now, you can head over to my Twitter. That's also a smooth way to advertise myself. I'm very much aware of that. At RDC Broadcasting, I have my portfolio linked there, and it should be in there somewhere. Obviously, I don't even remember all the tournaments I've done, right? It's always a little bit messy from time to time. There's just so many events that I'm involved with at this point. Mainly for FRL and Amigos Racing League, that is, but FRL definitely has made me feel part of the community quite a little bit. Here's Mark Dominic. Looking to come in there as well, currently P22. Was it a Christmas party then? It might have been. Or the New Year's party. I think it's either one of those. Gotta be honest, I don't remember exactly to begin with. It's been a long time, man, and we've definitely got a long way. I mean, back when I was first here on the mic, I didn't even have my professional studio mic yet. I had my HyperX, what was it? HyperX Solocast, I believe that thing is called now. Yeah, for our anyway, Carson. Yeah, I believe it might have been that one, and we talked about it before. You are the owner of the company, Advisor, right? Smoker Gardby to push back, but since we last checked, hasn't gained too many positions. In fact, he's still exactly where he was before. Trying to see if he can beat out Mark Dominic right ahead of him. At the moment, not really here. Now, I know there's drivers from FRL as well as Gazella in the chat right now. It's good to see you all, by the way. It's always good to see we've got quite an active viewership, just as last time around, especially during the Nürburgring 24 hours, where some people were definitely participating at some unholy hours. That was awesome to see. And now this one obviously is a little bit shorter and ends at a more reasonable time for us Europeans, that is at least. Here's Matti and Ashira then. In P4, still hasn't been able to take back the position from the Kaiser for the time being. He's going to keep trying here, but so far, Amadeus hold on quite well. And here the Kaiser now looking to come around as well, but the gap to Adamo is definitely too big for the time being here. To give you a good idea of how close things really are here, and Matthias gonna have a look, but besides that is maybe a little bit too big of a lunge there. More drivers coming over the straight now. There's so many of them. So far, no real position changes as of yet. It's just all gonna stay the same for now. Here's Alexander Sarkov. Barely right ahead now. Tobin has made his way by. It took a little while, but he's finally got there. Luca back up, looking to come around as well. He's now finding that connection to Nashira. Goes a little bit too wide there into turn one. No big deal though. Other drivers are looking to keep going. Now you can see as well that Justin de Jong finds himself in clean air, and his first objective is to make his way over towards the driver ahead of him. The driver is Luca back, the driver we are currently aboard with here. He's free. They'll keep battling it out for a little bit longer. So far we don't see any winners or losers for that as of yet. There's Hayo Horman in the P10. Making his way around now as well. There is not too much he could do for now. The QRT esports driver, I believe, is the only one of that team in there, but it could definitely be mistaken. Many of the teams have gotten multiple across the line. Oh, it's your best friend, right? That's what yeah, that's how it was, yeah. Oh, you exchange drivers for Asterisk. That's really cool. That's what I like to see, man. So I assume you guys know each other quite well then. It's always fun racing against your friends as well and those kind of things, right? And it is just a big story for basically everybody here. Now, obviously, for some less than others, but I must say that so far this has been spectacular to watch and see unfold here. Christmas Donny event was better because you came P4. Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, obviously you can't win them all, right? And endurance, I do definitely feel like that, you know, half a second per lap is going to make a huge difference in the end. As will show us now, the first drivers are currently on lap 11. There's a couple drivers on lap 9 only still. So already some drivers getting lapped quite early on. That's not going to change, obviously, with the consistent changes of paces here. Ooh, look at this four-way battle now we've got coming. 3 drivers coming at the front here. He might go 3 wide. I'm not sure that will fit so well. A couple of drivers bail out, luckily for them. Suslov will stay ahead of Senatore for now, and Horman can only really try and hold on. Accaretta just desperately hoping to become part of the pack in the first place. So is Forbes right behind him as well. Give you an idea of how fast it goes right now. It's just so many drivers. They're all kind of grouped up together. Where often we kept dying. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Obviously, as well with racing, right? You've got latency, you've got sim racing in general, it's a little bit less realistic than cars, of course, and so many factors, external factors that play into that one. You'll never have a race where everybody races completely clean. It just seems impossible. Even the IRL, they can't do it, right? So I do still think that FRL's got their driving standards together. Now, sure, we've seen an incident with Melke Gartby at the beginning, but even then, that's no big deal. I believe that that is just always going to happen, and no matter how experienced your drivers are, you're going to see some incidents. That's just how it is, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Like, honestly, I wouldn't lost a lap here around. I mean, at the pace these drivers are driving right now, absolutely not. You can see now is there's quite a big gap here between Abu Said in P16 and Tobin in P17. You can just see how big the gap is. Some have crossed the line already. The others are still on their way, right? It's going to take about 6 or 7 seconds to actually get there. So the group is slowly but surely falling apart, but we do see kind of clusters happening here, all finding at once. At the front, you see there's a little bit of leeway between the drivers. Now, that makes me think that they eventually will get closer and closer to each other anyways. But this is where it is most intense right now, in that big group in the middle, and also the big group that we have right behind it, right? We have, for example, a Rock here looking to fight with the British driver Harry Hadley, that is, or Henry Hadley, excuse me. As they keep going. It's only a matter of time until we see some of those fights unfold. Here is Senatore still chasing Suslov for now, but no way to pass him as of yet. Might see that change anytime soon, though. I can't imagine that we're not going to see any change of positions for the time being. And interestingly enough, Justin de Jong is still kind of in no man's land, but he has just been gaining by a 10th a lap. Every single lap so far, it feels like. He's doing a incredible job so far at keeping the pace high and making sure that he can drive towards the drivers in front of him. My calculations right now, the gap is 1 second, so it should be another lap or 10 until we actually get there, though. So plenty of time for striking this, but you never know, of course, if anybody's going to make a mistake in the first place. So even that is not a guarantee. This completely wind-free experience is quite an interesting one to me. That's something you see every day. And obviously we base this off real-life weather as well, as per tomorrow.io. 4 hours with a 4% chance of rain constantly, yeah. Sometimes the odds are in your favor or they aren't in your favor. That depends on how good you are in the wet. But majority of the drivers would have been practicing for dry, so that's quite interesting. It's quite fun to see though that we are simulating real life this way. The real weather, having their own liveries and their own teams. Like, it's honestly pretty serious stuff. People don't realize this very often. So looking to get added here. A little bit of a driver going wide there at the back here. I believe that was Romano once again. No big deal. The other drivers are still going strongly here. So it does end up costing one position. It will be Garner pushing through now. What he had was your team we have mentioned before. Here we come. Across the main straight one more time. Romano still looking to hold on. I think he'll be on the comps as well in a little bit later over time, so that's good to see. So far, so good here. Is pushing Macaretta to his absolute limits. Look at how close he's getting right now. Just getting your way around here is the trickiest part, right? And that's get interesting. How well are they gonna fare later on? It's the racing team by SimLab as well. Now I have a SimLab rig myself, so it's good to see those logos in here. We have a driver going off. That is Nino Tobin. Finding his way around. Is there still time for a replay? No, he was in the wall for a long time, it looks like. He needs to wait to get back at it. I didn't even notice it at first. It's always quite difficult. He's going at least at it again. That was one of the first big moments this race as well so far. Here we see Horman losing out one position. The BMW has gone through, it looks like. He's going to keep at it now. Just about wasn't able to capture the action in time. I saw it happening. It looks like Arjo Horman was driving a little bit slowly there. That's what's ended up costing him here. It's a shame that those things happen. And also can't win them all right. So, for so good really. Senatore now losing positions heavily on the outside line. And a couple drivers by now. This time, ooh, a little bit of touche as well, and now just about able to keep it out of the barrier at least here. Not to make it even worse, we're also coming to have a look now. That was a little bit sketchy there from the BMW driver, and now it's just a matter of time for Fabian Carner can open up the attack here. Small mistake being made here, and that's what cost him so many positions in the end. It happens though, we're all humans after all, but definitely not what he was hoping for, of course, in the beginning. Now well, it's bound to happen at some point. You can't win them all. You're always gonna have your fair share of moments, you know. here is Adam Forbes again. Leo Horman is the next up driver, it looks like. At the moment, the gaps are just looking a little bit too big now. That goes for the majority of the drivers at this point. Corner to Senatore. Definitely had the pace there. There's a 30-second stop and go penalty for Cox now. A tough penalty to be handing out. Unfortunately, that is what happened, and well, so be it sometimes. Now Shira made his way past the Kaiser. The Kaiser still having a look though. He defends it well, just about avoids contact there. So far, so good, but so far no move back here from the Kaiser onto Nashira. Who knows what might come. Look at Bakken coming around, and as expected, looks like Justin Young is finding that connection slowly but surely. Where he can open up the attack here over towards the drivers ahead of him now. Look at Becca. Is this happening in the mirrors right now? And his only priority is to get by as soon as possible. Let the Kaiser deal with that. Shannik Plus. We saw our driver. Good exit there, it looked like on the corner, and slipstreaming to the extreme. He's so close up right now, but unfortunately, he's not able to get by just yet here. Had a good run for it though, but I guess you can't win them all, I suppose. He's just gonna stay where he is right now. Back to optimum, we see the track temperature once again changing a little bit here, but just decreasing by 1 degree is not going to be the biggest impact maker, as I have mentioned that before. Now, luckily for the drivers here, the grip levels are quite consistent now, with it not getting to rain anytime soon. Obviously, rain could still happen. It is currently 30 minutes of waiting. Then we get to see what else is up next here. But for now, we don't really know what the weather's going to do in the long run, though. I can imagine it's getting colder at some point. Or a little bit warmer, depending on if they've translated the time over to CEST. I don't actually know how they've done that this time around. If this is just going to be the IRL time, then getting into the warmer parts of the day rather soon here. But that's just a matter of time. Ooh, I just got my front pastilles in. That's going to help me a lot. Now I can scream a lot more during the stream. That's good. Currently, though, a big slipstream terrain coming around here. There's nobody able to take a move as of yet. We just patiently wait it out and see what happens. Now, this race shouldn't go into the dark as much as, for example, the other races would, so that's the fact that this is obviously a little bit less scary than tracks like the Nürburgring Nordschleife coming around there, with them having very limited visibility, making it one of the biggest challenges there is, honestly. Here's Senatore. Fox serving his stop and go for the penalty that he has been handed right now. So far, so good. No moves here. Romano is seeing this happen in his mirror, though. He knows that he's got to be careful because Vincenzo Senatore doing a false one right now. It's feeling it, really, it feels like. He's catching up rather soon. Orman lost another position here, and now losing a second out as well. It's going to be Blows and Forbes making their way by now. Adam Forbes, ooh, well, not done with it just yet. I think that is the move, though. Yes, absolutely. Now he's most definitely ahead of the BMW now. Luca Bessa looking to come around right now as well. Here they all make it through. We haven't really seen too much action in this big group now. Obviously, people are thinking about the long game here, knowing that they're going to have to come in after a 65-minute stint. We're going to have to see some drivers potentially swapping around if they want to. And we're going to see that at some point those tires are going to degrade. So are you going to double stint to your tires, or have you decided that 65 minutes is enough? Because it sounds like a really big challenge to make them last any longer. You can see that you have these 90-minute races and drivers will often swap around the tires in the middle. Otherwise it just seems impossible. So it's going to cost them quite a little bit of time, the drivers. But if everybody's doing it, you're not necessarily losing too much either. Here's Macarena in the TSC racing car right now. Chasing the other Aston Martin, the Aston Martin of Suslov. So far we haven't seen a potential move coming through just yet. That might change, we know how things are going to go. Becca flashing his lights there, but no moves coming through as of yet. Christian Romano looking to come in as well now. Tenatora is now leading over him. Despite that, we're still in a very good position right now. Obviously, eventually we're going to see some drivers swapping around as well. It's going to be quite a bit of fun to see how they do in the end. So eventually it's going to jump onto the comps as well. Leave me from my duties later on. At least I believe it was him. I'm not entirely sure. Could have been Alex as well, or somebody else that I am unaware of. But I am honestly not really sure as to what's going on at the moment. David Macarena. Well, Suslov, however, still will be out for the time being. And the Munix gained one. With Sarkov. Rob Hoofs to come in again as well. Here's Christian Romano. Still chasing the Bimmer around, but just no way to make your way around the car right now. As the racing has most definitely slowed down on a couple factors here. Don't see the drivers driving as aggressively anymore. Everybody's settled, as I have mentioned before. And that was to be expected, right? We really weren't expecting much else from the drivers. Especially now that we are almost 40 minutes into the race and we've already had a 30-minute qualifying session come up as well. It really doesn't surprise me that much. Here he goes, Christian Romano. Looking to come in here. So far, nothing. There's Freddy Winkle. See Suslov and Macarena behind him now. So far, holding on just fine. No surprises there, to be honest. It's Freddy Winkle. It's really making sure that the drivers ahead of him are just able to escape. And now we see that car number 23 has gone off, but it is going again. It's a car of Henry Handy. Yeah, really haven't seen too much from grid as of yet. He's currently driving kind of in no man's land here. Only has Cox behind him as he had to serve a big penalty as well. Still lapped down as well. Not many drivers have been lapped in the past few minutes, it feels like. As the race leader is currently on lap 22. And everybody else is on lap 22, 21 or 20 now. The exception of Tom Bernil, who is currently on admin duties, so I'm expecting him to start racing anytime soon. He said himself that he would jump in after an hour. Even then, a solo race would be a tough challenge for him. And lasting the long way, well, I don't know if that's even possible in the first place. Well, Suslov trying to close the gap here to Freddy Winkel. Taking a different approach line here. It looks like Winkel's gonna let them both go. Maybe he messed up the exit, maybe something else happened, but now finds himself chasing the two again. Although he's done the job when it comes to defending. Obviously, Justin Youngston found a connection to the other big group. He can try and focus up on the drivers ahead. He had the connection earlier, but now finds himself a little bit further behind again. So he's made a mistake along the way. Or potentially the drivers ahead of him have just sped up a little bit more. Of course, both are completely viable. We can't micromanage the times of every single player, but so far so good. Here's Rob Hoofs. Larocque is right ahead of him now. I have found the time where potentially we're going to see a move on, and I'm curious as well. How is that one going to come out in the end? Once again, going back to this battle now. Christian Romano still leading over Garner, but still behind Senatore. So really hasn't been able to go anywhere, it looks like. The gap behind is quite big as well. There's, in fact, I could even call it massive at this point. No much changes there as of yet. So interesting to see. Most definitely. That is a mistake being made by Larocque, and that might be Rob Hoofs just making his way by now. Yes, well done. Incredibly sharp. Yeah, good move coming through there. Bimmer will just hold on to the position, it looks like here. We're not going to see too much fight. Oh, that is a big shunt into the wall there for Senatore. Christian Romano should have a little bit more speed here as well. So far, so good, really. Just still has to hold on to it for now. It looks like Freddy Winkel's lost one again. This time it's Pleus coming through. Alamu. Bob Hoofs on a 15-second time penalty as well. A tough one to be handling, even in such a long race. It most definitely hurts. And Damu still holding on to P2. It's Terence Keenan currently leading the race. That's change up right there. Alexander Larok behind Abu Said for now. He had a qualifying that really had its up and downs, interestingly enough. Here is Mark Demunick still holding on to P16. Mark Gartby has now finally made his way up a little bit more. Is finding himself in P16, but still fighting with Mark Demunick. Tense battle between the two. The BMW looking for a way around. Can't find anything as of yet. Driver's still going strong. Gotta admit they have the willpower. Because must say that some of the drivers might be getting very tired by the end of this, obviously. There's quite a bit of extra perseverance that you need to get where you want to be, obviously. This is not just a Sunday walk for the majority of the drivers. This is still tough racing in the end, and I can only imagine how the drivers are feeling right now. I can imagine they must be pretty tired, the majority of them at least. Already, we've still got plenty to go. So for no moves from Vincenzo Senatore, Horman still leading. Abusitno finds himself on a 5-second penalty as well. So penalties are being handed out right now quite actively by the admins and the stewards, of course. Nothing safe as of yet. We are seeing that the race kind of slowed down at this point. Not in terms of driver time, so the drivers are still going very strong. We're also 27 laps in already on the leading drivers at the moment, which is quite heavy. Can't lie. It's Quite a big one. There's Blows still looking to come in as well. And Blows looking to push up even more. At the moment, not really getting there as of yet. Here's the Kaiser. Kaiser need to move on strong. Francesco Adamo catching up to Terence Keenan, it looks like. So we might just have a real battle on our hands now. Yeah, most definitely are finding ourselves that way. And I must say that Francesco Adamo has been holding on quite well to his position so far. In the end, Terence Keenan escaped and he slid by, and since then it's been a slippery slope for Francesco Adamo to do anything about it. He's still holding on, driving really quickly, and he is able to keep up with him and potentially even light the fire even more as looking to come through. Now, for the people that are not very familiar with the concept of the race that we have here, we have the amateurs and the pros all in one category, but they are racing differently. So Winkle's currently leading the amateur race, and then you have the pros, which are marked in white on the scoreboard on the left. Terence Keenan currently is leading that one, and he's also leading the race overall. So that is how this works for the people that have never been here before. Welcome. It's good to see you here. We are from a racing league, a league mainly focusing on rFactor 2 and Assetto Corsa Competizione. And we have had some pretty good events so far, and we're looking to do the same. We're gonna do this on purpose because we don't want to race a pro car. That's also fair enough. I mean, gotta make sure that you don't get in the way of them for sure, because that doesn't cost you too much time. Well, here is Freddie Winkle. I was obviously a little bit later back. I hadn't been paying attention to chat too much there. But yeah, now he finds himself in no man's land, and he can just focus up on the lap times. And to make it even better, the other car that is behind him is also a Assetto Motorsport car. Now, he is kind of sandwiched here between the pro drivers. As long as he can keep it the pace, there's really nothing to worry about for him just yet. Francesco Adamo looking to make his way around there. You can just see how wide the 296 really is. You don't really notice it when you inspecting the cars, but these cars are actually quite large. We see all up to GT3 spec standards, as was to be expected. So far, no move still for the Italian. Francesco Adamo is still looking to make his way around here, but the Irishman's just been holding on strong, and at the moment there just doesn't really seem to be a way in for now. Here's Blows, close to Sislov right now. Yannick Blows just looking to make his way past potentially. Often I will say yet to serve the pit stop. So that is a slight brush of the wall, I believe. Could have also been the internet on my side. Definitely looked like it for sure. There he goes. Ploos makes his way by. Slav is not able to hold on to the position as of yet. Still looking to go strong here. Here's Vincenzo Senatore. Mana was falling off a little bit behind here, but Horman also not really within attacking range for now. We see Suslov coming into the pits now. So time is slowly but surely running out, so we might see some drivers go for their pit stints here and just trying to extend those, but obviously you need to come in every 65 minutes at a minimum. Those are the stint timers that you need to obey here. So let's see some drivers swapping around, and then suddenly we'll have a lot of other drivers fighting each other. Normally wouldn't be able to drive each other at all, so it's going to be interesting as well. There's a good chance you're only driving against the same drivers roughly, because everybody will be on the most ideal, least amount of pit stops usually. Francesco Anamu looking to push up to try and take the lead here, but not there at least. Here's Luca Becca. Kaiser has been pushed down to P4 again. Ashira now leading over him. Now Justin Young coming in as well. He's one of the first ones to get out there, and now it's going to be another driver coming in rather soon. At least all the teams are still going here. We haven't seen any DNFs. The driver's still going strong here, but Justin de Jong coming in now. Might find himself within the slower traffic for a while. Here it is, the swap being made now. It's going to be John Baton coming into the car. He's going to be trying to handle the car from this point on. A little bit more than 5 hours remaining now. We're going quite strong still at it, which is awesome to see, really. Though I must say that the racing action has kind of slowed down, as most of the drivers find themselves on big gaps that don't lead to direct racing action. Now, that was supposed to happen, right? That is kind of just how it works. Now the wind struck up as well. We've gone from 0 to 1 kilometer an hour, although I doubt that makes any difference. I doubt we can even feed it in the first place. Almost away in. The order currently is that follows. The race is being led by Terence Keenan right now, still closely being chased by Francesco Adamo. German P3, and it's the Kaiser Becca Coretta has made a good comeback so far. We have Pleus, Freddy Winkel, Forbes, Horman, Corner, Senatore, Shin Romano, Melker Gardby, Zarkov, Mark de Munnik, Rob Hoofs, Abu Said, La Roque, Marco Vergouwen, Sperla, John Baton. We have Suslov as well. We have Henry Handy behind that. And as well as the driver currently in last position here, Kieran Cox. for the Astro Racing team. Currently the lead drivers are on 33 laps here, and the driver behind the most, Kieran Cox, is on 30. So the grid has held on quite well in terms of lapping positions. Now I know we're only an hour in, so that will change obviously. Now as well, with more and more drivers pitting in, we're going to see some drivers putting off what turns out to be suboptimal tactics as well. Now there is one thing now, that is that the weather is not looking to change anytime soon. There's Alexander Tsarkov still. Gardby's made his way past now and has made his way up to P12. So a good comeback coming out there of Milka Gardby. Still not really in a position where he was on the qualifying grid. He was in P7 before. He's made a good comeback happen now. So if Richie reached the 1 hour mark, we're soon going to see a lot of drivers coming into the pits. So it's going to become quite chaotic in the pits afterwards. And I can't wait to see that one unfold. Will be an incredibly difficult one, I can assure you that much. The battle for the leads goes on. Gardby getting clear of Tsarkov here, who has honestly had a quite decent stint so far as well. I mean, started in P19, we're now up to P12, so gaining 7 is honestly quite solid all around. Francesco Adamo still in P2 for the time being. Skinny looking to come around, but now, well. And Skinen still first position right now. Francesco Adamo desperately looking to hold on to this. So nothing's come out of it just yet. Coming in here now, we're seeing all the drivers in positions already now. I'm sure everybody's gonna have to come in sooner or later. Already the drivers are doing exactly that right now, following their stint timers as they should. Who knows, maybe that will bring the grid more together now. John Baton to come through as well. And well, Marco Vergouwen realizes that there's absolutely nothing to fight for here. In terms of that position, he is fighting with another driver, but that is a driver that's on a different lap right now. Yeah, there's no point in really racing hard with the drivers that are in different classes. They're not gonna impact your result too much anyway, so it's better to just let them go if you have the opportunity to, of course. Now all the drivers at the front coming in here, so now we're going to see absolute chaos unfold there. All the drivers swapping out, and we're going to see a different battle for the lead. Adamo stayed out one more lap compared to Teres Keenan, who is now currently in the pits. So we're going to see the drivers swapping around though, and then we're going to see if that one lap, that one out lap might be good enough to take over that lead here. Here goes Marco Vergouwen in as well. All the drivers have come in. Now Sven Corving is taking the seat of Terence Keenan. Be handling the second stint, and he's looking to stay ahead of Francesco Adamo, who's currently making his way around solo in first place, but he's gonna have to come in. Tight stuff. Here he comes, and now it's just a matter of time to see how far Sven Corving can get it in the same time here. Oh, that was still stuck there. Sven Corving is getting closer and closer. Romano still holding on as well. Now fighting Orman. Damu still standing in the pits right now. Sven Corving is gonna arrive any moment now. And it's all just gonna come down to how immediately they can get going again. Here he goes then. His way around. Sven Corving. Is he gonna beat him out? Well, it doesn't look like it. In fact, it looks like the gaps become bigger. And Adamo now is kind of clear. More than a second even. It was massive for Adamo now. He's gonna really be thanking himself. He's gone for the double stint here. Here goes to Kaiser behind Akira. Here's to Valois making his way behind the sorry, ahead of Romano for now. Now he is behind, yes, most definitely. Haven't changed around for me on the HUD yet, but here we are going at it. Now, as they've pointed out before, trying to avoid any fights here with the teams that are in different classes here. They realize that that's not worth their energy. They're better off letting them go sometimes and utilizing the slipstream to its advantage. And that's exactly what they're achieving now, right now. So honestly, I like that approach here. Here is Marco Gardby getting close to Van der Klis, who just jumped into the car. Marco Gardby's still out there though. He's still going to go strong at this. Here they come then to get at it as soon as possible. We still see that This field could really go anywhere. Marco Garby now had to let go of Van der Klis, unfortunately. So be it sometimes. Well, see how that goes. Here is Cristiano Romano again. Shira still in P2, but the cash is getting close now as well. This might be a good battle for P2. It looks like that was just so clear right now. So for this battle not really going anywhere, it's still the same. Stuka back up. Get to come around as well. But can't really catch up to the group as of yet. So, alright. It appears that my mouse has unfortunately given up now. So I will quickly grab a charger for my mouse so I can keep switching around the POVs. So, logically, we'll be right back. I will try and make it short. And I'll be back as soon as the action resumes, trust me. Alright, and here we are again. Finally, it looks like things are under control again. That is good to see. And the order hasn't really changed too much in, so that's good to see here. That was leading right now over Nashira. And Sven Corving's fallen back all the way actually, so interesting to see that this race is still developing. We will have plenty of time to go, of course, as well. Here's looking back at that. In P5 for the time being. Romano still getting at it though in P11, so they have made good progress, to be honest. They're doing quite well so far. Majority of the drivers now having served 1 or 2 pit stops already, so we're seeing that there's been plenty of moments between all of the drivers, but so far so good. And we're getting back at it now, so Christian Romano once again going really wide, and it's once again the same corner. Romano, however, still leads over him. He's not done with him just yet, so looks like Romano will have to defend just a little bit longer. Back and now close to Sven Corving as well, and Sven has really struggled so far in the Aston Martin, considering that when they get into the car, they were P2 and they were looking solid all around, but now they find themselves a little bit further back, and I guess that's just how it is sometimes. You can't win them all. Back up, still in P5. But now using all that slipstream. Sven Corving doesn't have any. Is that enough to go side by side? No, not quite at least. So the Vestas Sport driver will stay where they are. Romano really the only one fighting here. I mean, Sven Corving and Becker as well, but those are only 2 fights happening right now. Everybody else is just kind of doing their own thing, kind of out there in no man's land. The guys are still on a second. Could definitely catch up to Najira if he decides to just go a little bit further at it. And obviously not that far from reality. I think so far he's been holding on quite well to the position that he had. Here it goes. Here the guys make his way past the broken 296 you saw there. So there's been a couple casualties all around now, which definitely hurts, but that's just how it is sometimes. Christian Romano still holding on. So for no moves. Messina now coming into the pits as well. Mauricio Messina. It's a choice between going in or out. Don't know what it's going to be exactly for now. Here it goes. Still stuck in the pits, actually. I was just about to say, here it goes. Next driver coming out, but that's not the case at all. Now it is Jimenez moving over. As, fortunately, it looks like the driver that I was about to mention has just been beaten. So, yeah, intensive active field right now as well. Everybody's kind of getting slowly, surely once again together. Baton has eventually ended up into the same position as they were after their pit stop. So that's quite interesting to see as well. And that one's going to play out in the end. Now, for me, I wouldn't really know what was going to happen. But definitely been an intense match so far. Goes for all the drivers. I mean, there's just so much action happening at the same time. Back up. It's got to be careful though, because the Dutchman is approaching ever so slightly faster now. So it's just a matter of time before we see how it pans out there. This is Johnny Murasaki, new in the car. Finding himself in P9 at the moment here. We see Cody Beckeling back in the car. Senko's new as well. We've seen a couple drivers getting out now. And potentially joining into the stream as well. In case that is the case, welcome. I hope you guys are all doing great. Not see the Vesta Sports delivery right when they had the first color showcase. Yeah, I have made sure to synchronize, but I got a few errors, so that's a shame, really. And normally when you have an error, it will be completely carbon. I think that is well, how it usually works. But I don't know. I've synced it, but not everything's come through, unfortunately. So I don't really know what that is. How can a race for that long? Yes, this race does take 6 hours total, but they are driving in teams. So there's a maximum of 65 minutes per stint, which means that drivers need to come out after 65. They can double stint if they want to, but they would need to come in at least. And then you're also allowed to swap drivers. So teams usually consist of 3 drivers that are going to be driving 2 hour Cs, usually. We also do 24 hours where you've got a team of 4 and everybody will be driving 6 hours, which is incredible. Sorry, 6 drivers, 4 hours, but still. That is all pretty impressive. Yeah, I can't imagine doing it myself. I mean, I'm on comms for 3 hours, but that's way less difficult, I feel like, than it is to be driving, to be honest. So around 6 CEST I will be replaced by, I believe, Christian Romano, who should be taking my comms spot there. That is how it usually is. This might change still, you never know. Murasaki now, close to Suslov still. He's holding on to the car, and he has for quite a while. on Baton. Currently in P6. And over the car on B4. And since then has been managing it quite well. Not a lot that has been done, unfortunately, yet. I mean, that's just how it is sometimes. I was starting to hold on. But, we'll see how it goes. I don't know, also losing that connection to the BMW ahead of him. So we are seeing some changes here in the field. Slowly but surely, the field is being shaped off. Now the fastest drivers are currently in lap 48, whereas the slowest drivers that are still going are around lap 43 or 44, 45. So a couple of drivers I was expecting to be at the front a bit more. For example, Macarena, what's happened to him over time? Because they were holding on quite well. Messina into the pits now. It's Mauricio Messina. Still stuck there, it appears. I haven't seen him come out yet. It's costing him plenty of time. I mean, he's been in the pits for such a long time now. The time is still running, and he's been in there for 2.5 minutes. That is more than a lap, basically. He's been stuck there, not moving an inch. Now, let's hope that's not the definitive call for retirement here. That would be a big shame. Moment, this man still leading the race comfortably. There's no driver able to get onto his level right now. Romano getting closer again. Barf also to catch up to Van der Klis here. He's in a different class though, so I assume they're not going to go wheel to wheel to position that much. Saki on to Soslov's position, trying to get to his tail and hold on for as long as possible here. Saki holding on for now. So looking to keep at it here. They could. Yeah, great for them. So far no movements between the two, but Johnny Mursaki now is getting real close. Quite yet. It might come in any moment. John Baton. He's found the tail of Sven Corving, it looks like. So this battle definitely not decided here. John Baton takes a different line through here. Corvin wants to make sure he's not in the slipstream, but he's going to keep going at it anyways. And John Baton now is getting real close. It's going to be quite intensive from now on. John Baton hasn't found the answer as of yet. They're not paused. At least might come still. They still see the possibility there. Here we see John Baton is now absolutely pushing it to the limit. He wants to get by now. Coming onto the main straight, he's in the slipstream all the way, so does he feel comfortable to go side by side through there? Well, not quite, as it looks like right now, but we're gonna see some things changing around him. Pretty certain that's gonna happen soon. So far so good here for Sven Corving, but he's definitely feeling his presence right now. Sure, he's not passed as of yet, and this might be it here around the outside, and John Baton finally does it. Although, does he? Because it looks like it's not over yet. It was maybe a little bit early to celebrate, but it looks like Sven Corving's looking to hold on to this quite well. Is this enough? Yes, it is. John Baton goes up into P5 for now. And I'm afraid there's nothing they can do on the other side. There's Dick van der Klis. Finding himself in a pretty difficult scenario here. Where there's still plenty to play for. But he's finding himself in the middle of a couple players. Now, don't look too much here. Harry Handy, he's on a different lap. But he's still going to get in the way, obviously. So, definitely not the best position to be in right now. There's Christian Romano now, still so close to Horman. Haven't seen him move as of yet, but I'm afraid it's not going to be too much longer. I think that's basically guaranteed at some point. They're going to get a move on. Looks like the German's safe for now. Here is once again joining Murasaki. Let's see how that looks like from the wing. Stefan Suslov, who's been holding on to the position as well as he possibly could right now. Going to be a world of endless possibilities here for attacking drivers, as got plenty of opportunities. I mean, there's a completely clear side by now. I think it is just a matter of time now until we find ourselves in a position where we know exactly what's going to happen. And eventually we're going to see the drivers get a move on. Looks like everything is sealed at the back here. Currently, Francesco Adam was still leading comfortably as well. A gap of almost 6 seconds to begin with. Shira just not able to hold on the pace right now, even though he has set the fastest lap of the race so far. That being a 1:44.192. They're most definitely getting there now. So for nothing really happening in the active battles on the screen right now. There's not really much action going on elsewhere either. I mean, here's Cox right now. We have seen one disconnect in the meanwhile. I wonder what that is. Keeping Cox still in last position. He doesn't really get a lot of screen time because of it, but he's still out there. There's Roman Yashenko, who has taken over the seat of the Porsche for now. One of the few Porsches actually on the grid. They might be one of the only ones. Barvis obviously right behind him, who also is in the same car. Saki still has been looking at the rear of Soslo for so long, but just hasn't been able to find a way by. Unfortunately. So far, no moves here on the Romano side. We'll see. This just come into the pits as well. Here goes Saki. We're still holding on, but just hasn't been a move all around. So, well, there's not much that could be done at the moment, looks like. And 68 it might have been. I'm honestly unsure. I am looking for the car number 68 right now on the field. I don't see them anymore. There they are. Might have been. John Baton, not in FRL car seems wrong. Is he one of them? Is he one of the ex-FRL drivers? I honestly had no clue, to be honest. Here, just all the other drivers pushing through right now. Here is Jim Emanuelson. I'm super light with the blue flags. Accent good, looking good enough. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It happens. At least he's out there now, right? And he's racing solo still. He also doesn't really want to get into waves drives, which I most definitely understand as well. Because in the end, it is definitely not something where you should feel pressure to really fight for any podiums or whatever. Considering that, you know, he is currently 30 laps down to the driver in second last. So, I mean, it's a long... Yeah, he might have been. I mean, I've only joined here since early 2023, I want to say. I'm not so sure about that one, to be honest. Now we see Henry Hanning moving up another position. That's because Eric Tassanasso's come into the pits now and so get to serve another pit stop here. Malcolm Cartby. Have to hold on to Cody Besselink right now. There's Benjamin Eck in P7. Cody Besselink in P13. Driver ahead of him is another driver that I was expecting to go through that easily, but that is Malcolm Gartby, who's had a stellar comeback so far after his problems he had. Benjamin Eck, oh, he's so close now. Sven Korfing, however, is also in a way his teammate, so... There's Kieran Cox. He'll be 24 for now, but he's on the same lap as a couple other drivers, and he is catching up right now to Sberla, who has fallen back a little bit here. So they have served a second pits to one, whereas Cox is ready on his third right now. moment. There's really nobody fighting. The smallest gap between drivers right now is 1.1 seconds between Dick van der Klis and Johnny Murasaki. As the driver's gone in that regard now. Obviously, he was been chasing Suslov quite often, but that's no longer the case. We're still on Suslov though, on P8 right now. Cox comes in. He's decided that that is now the moment where he wants to come in. Serve another pit stop here. There's 4 hours and 12 minutes remaining of the race so far. Drivers really having their stuff together now. Here's Chris Barnes representing TSC Racing, one of the 2 cars on the grid right now, and he's in P16. So far no changes coming out as of yet. Quebec is still holding on in P4. Flags are out here towards middle as well, but guys, I can't really move on up as of yet, so I'm still holding on to the position as of now. Here's Lucas Kell, now in the MSR Esports car. It's a good looking car, gotta be honest, I really like the way that looks. It's some very cool accents to it, the dragons all around it, and I'll say that's probably one of the most beautiful cars I've seen in a long while. Side's been stuck in the pits for a long time now as well. It's actually Messina who's in the car now. Interestingly enough, the livery has now loaded and still don't really know what's going on there. Honestly, it's incredible as well how long these drivers have been going off for. It feels like forever. Still waiting it out there to see as to what's going to happen. I mean, things could absolutely still come through. At the moment, not necessarily, it looks like. Cheer up. A little false lap of the race, but still 7 seconds behind Adamu, so he's been holding that gap off quite well. There's just not much else that can be done at the moment. It's a bit frustrating as well, I think, but yeah. It's just how it is right now. Getting closer and closer now to getting towards the end here. I mean, an hour is gone. We are now officially at 1/3 of the race, essentially. So time is ticking, although there will be plenty of opportunities still. Ooh, that is Yachenko. Back into the pits. That's not a good sign. Driver 177 is off as well. David Macarena. I want to see what happened here. It's already in the wall by then. Oh my, it's been a big shunt then. And I don't know what happened, but there's 2 drivers standing still who had a massive incident. Just see how much damage they've got now. Card is still looking to go, and 2 other drivers already disconnected, I think. No, Yashenko is still in the server. But oh man, that is a tough cookie there. Macarena hoping to get back to the pits eventually. Yashenko's been standing in here for a while, and I think that might be the end of them. What a big shunt that was. I couldn't figure out what happened in time, but it definitely didn't look too good. Lucas van Dam. Still hoping to get in there as well. There goes Van Dam, looking to get closer from the cliffs, but they're not going to fight each other. They're in different classes, and there's really no reason for them to be involved in anything of that right now. So he's got a tiny bit of front damage, but nothing really substantial. And a bit of dirt as well, but that's just going to be all good. There's nothing to worry about just yet there. And the drivers, well, we're just going to be focusing up on our lap tip. Ooh, that went almost wrong, but Suslov getting closer to Sven Corving now. Sven Corving just doesn't really seem to have the pace in this stint right now. That is a shame, really. There definitely is more potential into this, but I guess that is just how it is sometimes. can't always do as well as your teammates. But it's a shame really to see the car fall back slowly but surely. Benjamin X come through, and that's not a big deal. That's his teammate after all in a way, so that's really not going to be the difference maker, I think. Love still themselves in no man's land right now. There's not much that he can do. Looking to hold up, get close to Corvin, which he's doing ever so slightly. He's creeping forward in comparison. Where Sven Corvin, if we were to take the reference points of him not really moving that far, but it is still just such a tough position for him to go for. And I would like to think that this is just going to be the beginning of that battle here. Now we see Van der Klis and Van Dam making their way around. There's no surprises there. They're just trying to do their own thing. Actually, don't get into the way of it. Back to this battle we go. The most important one, that is, in my opinion. Just love to get close to Sven right now. He's almost there, but not quite yet. Here he goes, Suslov into the pits now, so he's decided he's had enough of that. Janahira still going, however. Making his way around now, but still to no avail as of yet. Coming in, he's going to lose quite a few positions here. And Chris Barnes getting closer to the drivers now coming ahead of him. So Van der Klis is going to be careful here. And this is where Van Dam could have provided good cover for his teammate. But I don't want to get into the way of each other too much here. And that definitely seems like a logical decision to me. So for Barnes, not able to open up the attack immediately though, but they're still going at it here. I think it is only a matter of time for now. There goes Chris Barnes now. It's all over him. It's just a matter of time until we can actually line up something here. That I'm pretty certain about. And more drivers coming in. De Jong has come in, so has Christian Romano now as well. So we're seeing some swaps coming around now. Not there quite yet. Could be getting close. Link coming in now as well. We're seeing more and more driver swaps, as was to be expected, as we are once again around that round number mark, as there is a drive-through penalty here for Castorina. As Marco Castorina comes out here, that's gonna really hurt him. Well, Barnes just getting ever so close now, but BMW is headed in, so he will take it for the time being. So he's paused now. That is also the battle over for now. It's Carl van Horn all the way at the back here for Astro Racing Team. Looks like Yashenko's still going at it, which I very much respect here, even though they've had their big incident earlier on. Decided to reset and call it a day, and they're still going at it there. And actually, they're still not lost. I mean, Coretta's stuck in the pits right now, repairing his damage, so... First drivers now reaching the 70 lap mark as well. Definitely getting closer and closer to that 100 mark, which is obviously the biggest achievement that you're going to need eventually. I very much respect it. Here goes Tom Bernil into the pits again and out of the pits again to be driving his... Lexus completely solo. I respect the efforts though. He's putting in good work. Here's Jim Manuelson for MT Motorsport. His way around as well. Catch up a little bit more as well. He has overtook a couple drivers now. Obviously, McLeod in the pits. Forbes is long gone anyways. He's just got a completely empty track ahead of him here. A couple drivers are still going quite strong after such a long stint. We see drivers that are double stint and are yet to pit. They've put in massive amounts of efforts, which I can only respect here. Van der Klis on a stop and go 30. That's never a good sign. And now we have a battle between two of the FRL cars. Doesn't look like we're gonna see much in-depth action on them. They realized that there's more to play for than fighting each other here. As they have swapped around now, it's now Xavier Ketelaars on the penalty. Was unfortunately gathered by not obeying the rules in the pits and anything else that could come on top of it here, like cutting tracks, you name it. Guard B still holding on. Not quite there involved in the battle as of yet, but can't imagine this taking much longer for now. It's going to be a tough experience for them both, as fighting their hardest to keep going. Guard B, well, he has obviously pitted once, but yet to come in again. And that timer is ticking away. Now, if he were to do it last second, he would have 2.5 minutes yet to do so, as the stint timer set to 65 minutes. That is if my math doesn't let me down, that is. Yachenko looking to come around, but nothing as of yet. He's getting close to car Van Horn, but Van Horn, well, a good was over. And now we see De Valois coming in as well. You see him dropping positions on the left of our screen here. Okay, still going strong here. Roman Yasenko looking to get closer, but at the moment not able to do so as of yet. They are still pretty close all around. It's only really a matter of time, I think, where we see the drivers really get at it. Corving as well as Horman both into the pits now. Horman's had a good stint here. Has shown some very incredible consistent pace all around. That some other drivers might be jealous of. Currently is this driver leading. Francesco Darwin now catching up to Melker Gardby as well. Try and lap him again. Yachenko not there as of yet. Still going at it though. Porsche looking to deliver. Here we go. Still can't get there as of yet, but we're going to keep our eye out. I'm pretty sure it's going to get closer eventually. Now it's Rafa Campos replacing Sven Corving. Justin de Jong looking to get around the car of Melker Gardby now. Finds himself currently actually in quite a high position, but he's yet to come in, so that's a little bit of a false sense of security there. Don't trust him too much on that one. It's a little bit unfair as to how it's being portrayed, but gotta be honest, Melker Gardby's put up a stellar race so far after that incident, and I know I've said this multiple times as well, but he's just kept at it and he's just delivered time and time again. Melker Gardby is on a drive-through now, however, and that's going to become quite expensive now. Definitely not what he was hoping for, but that is just how it is sometimes. Now more and more drivers coming in. Gardby is going to serve as mandatory pit stop, or is he going to go for a stint change? Now Schenko together with Car Van Horn, they've finally caught up to each other now. Looking to produce some good racing. Let's now see how this unfolds then. Tom Bernal doesn't want to get mixed up in that. Melker Gardby on a stop and go 30. A very tough penalty to be handing out there. I have to be honest there. That is a very tough one to deal with. That might hurt quite a bit. Forby's getting closer now as well to Assetto, who's just got into the Honda. Swedes once again working together. That's no big surprise to anyone, I think. They've been going strong together since beginning of times, it feels like. This time, there's no certainty as to what's going to happen, but so far they've definitely delivered plenty of times. And I don't think they're going to plan on stopping anytime soon. I got to be honest here. Here, Assetto goes into the pits. I guess he's immediately starting to get rid of his stop and go 40, just to give that idea of where they really are in the race right now. Definitely a good decision, I think. Just get it over with. I mean, that's not anything you can really do in the first place. Assetto still stuck in the pits then. It's going to take quite a while to see where he goes out, because that pit stop is really, really long right now. And that is going to hurt him in the long run. Let's be honest. There's just no denying that one, I'm afraid. And makes me even more curious what the call is going to be. I mean, how far can you push your drivers in here? Now, obviously, it's been stuck there since forever, it feels like as well. I guess we could consider him out of this. Unfortunately, that is how it is. Cannot win them all, I suppose. But that one does sting a little bit here. Especially if that's going to be the end of their race. I mean, it's not unlikely to think that might happen. But it's looking like the harsh reality right now. For Campos getting at it, and he wants to do a little bit more. He wants to push up harder. Oh, it's the Hewlett Esports car has taken over, and he is so far delivered. Looking to keep that up as well. It was all this time, of course, just not much you can really do. It's incredible. Now, what I do find interesting here is how are these drivers gonna force their way out of here? Campos still is pushing in as hard as he possibly could. Here is Castorina. Catch up to Duvalois. Not there quite yet, but it's not going to be too much longer, I think. Oh, has just lost out to Campos. Campos has gained one back now. Lost a couple drivers along the way here, which is a tough position to be in, but I guess that's just how it is sometimes. For such a long race, it's been quite clean, to be honest. I am definitely impressed right now. Because Amadeo, the guys are still holding on, still doing everything alone at the moment. It's honestly incredible what we're seeing here out of him. Just nobody's been able to stop him. I think he might just try and do the whole thing solo. It wouldn't surprise me at this point. So far, still feeling sharp. So far, still feeling good. Forty-one minutes to go up until the halfway mark here. Yeah, Blauwitz to get closer to Campos again. Still not around just yet, but can't imagine it taking that much longer now. Plans being made here as well over to join the 10 Hours of Zolder, which is the next event. It's good to see the people get at it. This is Marco Castorina then. The Ferrari 296 to get closer to the Gazella Racing. Gazella Motorsport, excuse me. Ferrari 296. We see they're racing in a different class right now. They are leading the AM race by a big margin. And that is not to be underestimated right now. They're a lap up compared to Vergouwen, although he is going to enter the brothers soon. But that's just how small it is. You can see it there on the minimap as well. They're almost lapping them already. Sackdal's just set the fastest lap of the race here. 143.897. Need to build back better whenever possible. He's doing exactly that at the moment. At the halfway mark, you guys are going to have to swap over the streams, as then a colleague of mine will take over and finish off the rest of the race here. There's going to be an eventful race, can't lie. This is Alex Sackdal coming right up. Now P16 can't make his way around just yet here. But he's gotten close, so that is what he's doing right now. And just hoping that he could eventually force his way past Lago Rocco, who's been in the car ever since the beginning as well. Lots of double stinters coming out, and even a triple stint, or some of them then, judging that the timer to get in there has closed already. Sackdal. EP16 is definitely still feeling it right now. He's doing what he's supposed to. He knows so objective, and it's only a matter of time. He was going to go and take matters into his own hands, and this might just be one of those opportunities where he will now have the inside line. Try cutting across, but Alex should just be ahead by now, and Rock's going to lose that position. It's not because he's driving bad at all. No, not at all. In fact, it's only the opposite. He's having quite a stable race so far. But no, it is just the fact that Alex Sackdal, absolutely feeling it right now, is setting the fastest lap of the race so far and is still at the pace of the majority of the drivers that are in the top 5 right now. So it is just incredibly impressive stuff what we're seeing here. There's not much else that I can say to it here. And that makes me think there is still a possibility for them to hold on to the position, even go a little bit further. Actually have a good result there at the end of the 6 hours. Even though it's been pretty eventful, they had damage to their car after all. Zach Dow just looking to keep at it now. Alexandre Rock just can't keep up, and I can't blame him at all. I mean, it is mainly that the driver ahead of him just isn't supposed to be where they are right now. There is Henry, and he's made a good comeback into the race so far. They were all the way back there, but thanks to a couple of things going their way, and for example, Sberla, who struggled with car control for a moment. Car van Hoorn not having the losses of races right now, even though his lap times are actually looking quite okay. Schenko involved in a big incident, so it's made his way up. He's definitely utilized the most out of what he could right now, and unfortunately just not there when it comes to the lap times right now, but it's also thanks to due to traffic, right? It's all going to have to let by at some point. Justin Young back in the car. Already 5 minutes left now. This is Casper de Valois once again holding on. Kind of driving in no man's land right now. Forbes is 23 seconds clear behind. And the driver ahead of him, Castorina, is to 10 seconds ahead of him still. So you can see him from time to time depending on where they are on the track. But it's still not going to be good enough to anywhere near an overtake at this point. The drivers are just kind of driving in no man's land for now. It's tough luck, but that is what it is, unfortunately. Currently, Carbo Berry was taking over the wheel of the leading Vesta Sport car, and obviously they are already leading in the championship as well. Tienerica still looking to come up behind as well, but there's just no way that they can do it at the moment. And honestly, that surprises me a little bit. Definitely does. Here's Alexandre Laroque. He's 16 for now. So far, it's kind of been out once again. Obviously, we have seen a couple of drivers getting around, but there's just very little racing action going on at the moment. The racing action is kind of slowing down. Now, I know that's part of our slogan here, but You have a race that's 6 hours long. We're gonna see a couple of things happen, of course, from time to time, where there's not much going on. Casper just doing his own thing for now. We'll look back at him later, see if there's anything interesting going on right now. Here is Daniel Blauwich in the QRT Motorsports car, still in the top 10. Doing incredibly well so far. There is the guys are pushing through, dealing with the back markers here. Also know it's not what we're fighting for, so we're doing this in a way that is the best for the both of them. We are now officially half an hour away from getting to the halfway mark. Feels like the time just goes so quick from time to time. You can't even imagine how this feels. I mean, it feels like I started 15 minutes ago. Most of the drivers now on 84 or 83 laps. Couple exceptions here. Everybody behind Alex now, or Alex actually included in that one as well. We're 82 right now. Then Sberdel's on 81. On Horn, Yashenko are on 80. Tom Bernils on 49. Driving the race completely solo. And I can only say respect for this man. He's got a long way to go still. Driving solo is in itself impressive. It is what it is, of course. Larocque 6 seconds ahead here. Catch up to an Exacto at the moment. Obviously, he's been just way quicker all around now. Gouwe, I believe that is. No, that is not actually. That is the Aston Martin currently being stuck there behind him. For a second it was Vergouwen, but I was like, no way, that makes no sense. Now here's Marco Vergouwen in P17 for now. Here is Ian Ashira currently still on P2. Gap is expanding now. It's 8 seconds. Weber is managing his gap quite well. All seems like they're up to pace, and there's absolutely nobody stopping them for the time being. It's incredible, really, what they've shown so far. Assetto still on the fastest lap of the race so far. No big surprises there, really. All as planned for now. Off on the horn. Not where he wants to be at the moment. Definitely been a tough race for them so far. Definitely not an impossible recovery at all. This is definitely still a position they could grow from. And then it is only a matter of time. See what's going to happen in the long run. Because keep in mind, we're not even halfway there, lads. This is going to be a long race. It's definitely a bit of a challenge as well for the drivers. As we all know by now, they have been delivering so far, and it's been absolutely spectacular. Doesn't surprise me at all that we're seeing the best of the best come forward here out of all the drivers. Just being able to focus up for this long in itself is impressive. Every small mistake you make, that's going to be the end of your race. You know it as well. Aboard with one of the drivers, Marco Costarina. 2 seconds behind Blauwitz here, so we could see them battle it out in a little bit here. Most definitely. Here goes Henry Handy. Still looking to get into any battle. And speaking about battle here, we might have on our hands right now. Castorina's catching up to Blauwitz at a rapid pace. The fastest we've seen so far. Here is Lucas Calno in the car. Oh, it's gonna have a lot to do now. Even though it's looking in his mirrors already. So far so good too. So far still ahead. And that is not looking to change anytime soon. There is still stuff they need to reconsider. Because it's definitely not safe yet here for some of the drivers. Serena now fully caught up. He's finally arrived where he should be. Everything is getting a little bit more intense as well here for the QRT driver. Now he's been in this position way too many times, so he knows what's up. That is a big risk there. So far, doesn't look like Blauwit's able to put up a fight. There's made a mistake, and that's cost him. Drivers just keep going. Here's Xavier Ketelaars. Ketelaars just holding on to his own finger right now. The Dutchman Marco Vergouw is still ahead of him as well, representing MT Motorsport. Castorina now also moving up to Campos, so he's fired up his engines. He's not there quite yet. There's still a second between the two. There is Castorina now fully caught up as well. Portuguese driver looking in his mirrors. Would love to hold on to this position right now for as long as he possibly could. Here goes Castorina for the move. Exactly then, 5 laps clear right now. We're into lap 91 here for the most experienced drivers, which means we would probably be seeing the 100 lap mark around the halfway time here. Incredible, to be honest. Some drivers are able to go that far, even some of them alone, right? The guys are still in the car. He's been doing this forever. He's had no problems with it since. Here's Henry Handy to get up there right now. Handy looking to catch up to Xavier Ketelaars here. Seems like Handy's found his groove now. He's going at it quite quickly. So it's P10 for now. There's Justin de Jong. In P6 for now. Just 12 minutes to the halfway point, and Assetto's got up to driver ahead of him, Lucas van Dam, and Lucas van Dam is trying to hold on to this position as well, but Lucas looking to keep at it here. Assetto's almost there now. Now it's also getting close to fine. Now it's going quite wide on the corner there though. Assetto's made his way past Lucas from them, no problem. Moved up another position here. They're doing a good job so far. So far, now it's almost there. Campos is so close by him now, but not there quite yet here. It's not going to be too much longer, I think, until they get where they want to be. But still, scary stuff are coming out. It's only a matter of time right now until they actually get there. Alex come in to serve a pit stop here. Campos still leading out of Blauwitz here. Getting closer. And now Henry Hyundai also getting involved in the battle here. Ketelaars is not in the same split, but Hyundai would love to get by right now. Not able to do it as of yet. Campos might now be losing out around the outside. Goes the first, that's the BMW gone. That is going to be a very nice overtake. A successful one as well. Now it makes its way by now. And now we have Yannick Bloos coming into the car. With 3 hours and 7 minutes remaining. Henry Hyundai again. Almost there now. In the slipstream of the Porsche. Utilize that speed, but that's what the driver is trying to chase right now. That's the problem. Close, getting close to Adam Forbis. That is position at the Lostano when they went for the pits eventually. So far seems destined to keep the position and utilize this now. I think that eventually Forbes is going to come in anyways, but just seeing how far he can actually push him. They're going to be in fresher tires afterwards as well. Kind of behind it now. The problem is that they need to be careful over on the close side that they don't pit too early, because then they're going to have to force another pit stop in, which is going to cost them quite a little bit here. It's Justin de Jong. Has caught up to Senatore here. It's almost there. move coming into turn 1. Not yet, at least. But still looking to come around. How much longer is this going to take, though? So far, no move yet from Justin de Jong. Still looking for the right opportunity here. He also knows that he doesn't need to stress this right now. They are getting by the back markers now. You want to make sure that they don't get in the way of this. It does allow for a slightly bigger gap. Now, Senator is still out there, though. Not safe whatsoever. So for no move, so we're going to have to keep our eye out. Klaus finding Orby's almost. It's caught up to him now, so definitely has a little bit more pace into him. And it shows he's currently 4/10 faster per lap, and Orby's knowing that he has to serve another pit stop, knows it is not worth fighting for at the moment. Brunel. Still close to Blagov here. Though he is on a very different lap right now. Gap in itself isn't that big anymore, so maybe he'll be able to unlap himself. At the moment, he hasn't been able to do so just yet here. And Brunel still going on strong as well, so he's definitely not in an easy position to be in the first place. And as we are now approaching the halfway mark, track is still optimum. We've seen the temperature drop by 1 degree Celsius so far. Other than that, it is all good. The weather still looking stable as always, as I believe that I have a visitor.
You do indeed. I'm not sure being this unwanted as a visitor I'm looking. How are you doing, Ricky? How has the race been so far? A pleasure to be in the FRL commentary box once again, especially around one of my most beloved tracks, Watkins Glen. How's it been so far?
Well, it was eventful in the beginning. We saw Melker Gardby having a massive off, and now he's just been crawling his way back through the field from all the way to the back. He's now back in the midfield together with his teammate. He's currently in 14th position. We've seen a big shunt as well involving Blagov in one of the American cars. It was one of the Aston Martins. I cannot really remember who that was, but he had to reset into the pits. It's cost him a lot of time. And other than that, well, we've kind of had a lot of driving in small groups around there. There's currently only one battle going on in the track, and that's between Ketelaars as well as Handy right there. And if I'm not mistaken, we might have another visitor.
We do indeed. I'm very proud to announce that I will be joined for the remainder of the race by another member of Raven Comms. It will be Mr. Sean Madden. Good evening, Sean.
Good evening, John. Good evening, everyone. Glad to be here, and really looking forward to the final few hours of this race at Watkins Glen. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, back in the FRL. I know you've done a lot of races here at FRL, so you'll know a lot of the drivers. Few new names here, but yeah, Sean and I massively looking forward to getting this one underway and bringing home another round of the Coach Dave Delta Endurance Series. But Ricky, I feel you've done more than your fair share for today. A last minute stand-in for Mr. Christian Romano, who is out on track taking part, Ricky. So on behalf of FRL and the viewers, thank you for stepping in, then taking over for Christian to bring us the opening 3 hours, mate. It's been absolutely incredible stuff, as you say. Good stuff at the start as well. So huge thanks to yourself, and yeah, let's get this handover done, and you can go and get your feet up and enjoy the rest of the race with a nice cup of tea.
Well, absolutely. Now, first of all, I Just want to know, are you guys ready? Do you guys have the stream ready, or what's going on right now? Because we want to make sure that we don't miss a minute of the action, especially now that it is so close here, as Henry Andre has now closed the gap to Xavier. Ketelar's here as well.
Well, there you go. I've just hit go live, so part 2 should now be live on YouTube. Let me just double check that. Sanity check, we'll call that, because technology.
We've been there. Yes, the stream is indeed live. Now, for the people that are still in here, this stream is gonna shut down any moment now. So I would really appreciate it if you guys could head over to the part 2 of this stream, where they will be finishing off the rest of the race. There's 3 hours left. I think you guys are gonna have an absolute blast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for listening to me. Having to deal with me is never an easy task, is it? My name is Ricky from RTC Broadcasting. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm sure that the 2 lads in here will absolutely smash it as well. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all so much, and good luck to the 2 lads finishing off the rest of it here. This stream will go offline, and I hope to see you guys in part number 2.
There we go then, and we are live on part 2 again. Huge